My name is Steve Sladkowski. I play guitar in the band PUP, and I cheer for the Toronto Blue Jays. Basically been a Blue Jays fan my whole life. One of my earliest memories is the '92 World Series. I was 4 years old. Yeah, I watched a bunch with my grandmother. My dad told me later on that he was out partying on the street when they won, pouring champagne on people in the street. In the neighborhood that I grew up in, it was near a fire station, and the fire, they thought there was a major fire, but even the fire trucks just were sirens blaring, driving around when the Jays won. I was at the game against Texas when Donaldson stole home.
Makes a play, goes to second, out there, thrown to first. Oh, and what a play! But here comes the runner, Donaldson. He's saved! He's saved! The ball game is over! The Blue Jays are moving on to the ALCS.
When Donaldson came around, I had gotten off a plane from Brisbane, Australia. We had just finished a tour in Australia, and while we were in the air, I got an email from our booking agent who was like, "I got tickets, we're going." And so I think I had a day in Toronto and was like, it's a 14-hour time difference. Yeah, and so we were along third baseline extended, so I just standing up obviously, and Donaldson kind of coming around and the slide and the whole thing. I was not at the Bat Flip game, but we were in the recording studio making the second record, The Dream Is Over, and we actually stopped making the record. We were burning money in the studio to watch that whole seventh inning. That we were kind of making the record for that whole series against Texas, and then into the Kansas City series. So there was a lot of singing and looking down. Losing Doc, probably. Both from the trade and then his passing. Yeah, was really tough. That was especially as a fan. The early 2000s were kind of a rough time for the Blue Jays, and Doc was sort of the light. Yeah. You got to see him go, just do. And then, I think people forget that those are the years that the Yankees and the Red Sox were consistently running away with the division, and he used to make them look like children.
This'll do it. 20 victories for Roy Halladay. As Derek Jeter said, he's the best in the business. 1 and 2 on A-Rod, who is
no one could hit it. And then that's a much more serious one. But then it was also sad to lose Gibby. Toronto loves an underdog. I think it's why José Bautista did so well. People who have otherwise kind of been ignored or kind of cast off, and then kind of find new life in Toronto. That will always play with the fan base. And I think Gibby was kind of like that too, right? He kind of got his first chance and maybe didn't get so fair a shot. And even Halladay too, right? Halladay had to be demoted all the way to single A and kind of rebuild his mechanics and everything. Yeah, I think the city will always rally around that kind of professional athlete and kind of sports figure. I mean, the worst look is the Angry Jay. Followed closely by the Muscle Jay. Do you remember the Muscle Jay? And then, the Muscle Jay is the T with the, those aren't great looks. I do have a soft spot for, the kind of in-between of that, where it was, the big maple leaf and then the crest in the center. Those are good, like the end of the Joe Carter years. Obviously, this is the best. And then the powder blue from the 80s is really, really great. And I actually am really, really happy with how they did the kind of upgrade and rebrand in the last couple of years. I think it's the kind of thing that people in the city, that is always, when you see people wearing Jace gear, a lot of it is with this old emblem. So the fact that they were able to kind of marry some new while also kind of making reference to that was really, really great. For the band, definitely you can find us. The new record's called Morbid Stuff. It's out right now. It's at PUP the Band on all social media. And then if you want just the hottest of takes, my Twitter account is Sladkow, Sladkow. Yeah, and then it's like coupled. I played like high-level competitive baseball until I was 18. You don't get many Canadian baseball players,
right?
Other than like Joey Votto, who should be president of Earth.